Hallo, willkommen zurück bei The Zodiac Trial. Im letzten Part haben wir tatsächlich gewonnen. Mein Pack, also Tiger, Ochs und ich, sind lebend rausgekommen und auch Dragon, was komisch ist. Und jetzt werden wir den Part nochmal rückwärts laufen, um die fehlenden Karten zu sammeln. Das heißt, wir fangen hier mal an. Denn hier muss ich erstmal das hier machen. Muss ich vorspulen. Denn jetzt kommt die Zeit, wo sie durchdreht. Und jetzt muss ich sie beruhigen. Letztes Mal habe ich das hier gemacht. Jetzt mache ich das. If you kill us, you'll likely die. You might disrupt the delicate balance around your neck. Plus, if we die, it's going to take a lot longer for you to get medical assistance. I'm willing to tag. Before I could explain myself any further, Dragon rushed at me. Even without a weapon, she was lethal. Her fists were enough. I knew that if I didn't immediately recover, I'd be done for. But what was the point? I was done for either way. While I was on the floor, she hit me again. I don't know if I was knocked unconscious or if I was killed. All I know is that in one moment I was there, and in the next I was gone. And I didn't wake up again. 6 of hearts. Ah, that's die 6. Dragon is a raging beast. She can't easily be beat, and she can't easily be reasoned with. But Mouse is a good speaker. If she's smart about it, she should be able to talk Dragon down. Okay, die Frage ist es bei jedem gleich jetzt, wenn ich das ja einsetze? Mal gucken. Your team has already lost. The only thing killing us achieves is more death. That's the point. Okay. Wahrscheinlich endet das im gleichen, nicht wahr? Ja, es endet im gleichen, das sehe ich jetzt schon. Okay. I lied. I didn't actually kill him. Dog killed him. You are the one who made this into a dumb torpor thing. You have no right to complain when this is all your fault. No shit we tried to kill you. You tried to kill us. You're right, I started this. And I'm ending it. Okay. Und dann noch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. If we had just given up, then 6 people would be able to be alive instead of 4. I promise, I'll try and make it up to you. Then perish. Oh, wow. Und das ist halt die gute Version. Da gibt's sie auf und wir gewinnen. So. Das nächste Continue ist hier. Einfach aufgeben. What had this race done to me? Was I really considering putting my life above half a dozen others? Weil hier haben wir letztes Mal gesagt, wir wollen zurückkämpfen, damit wir leben. Und jetzt geben wir einfach auf. It doesn't matter how we got into this situation. If the only way for me to win is murdering 6 other people, I wouldn't have any part of it. While I felt some obligation to Tiger and Ox, I had just as much obligation to everyone else. I had to make the selfish choice. We should give up. What? If we give up now, 6 other people will live, right? In that case, we should focus on the greater good. The greater good? Mouse, they're a bunch of criminals and murderers. What are you talking about? Are you referring to them fighting back against us? Like we were planning on doing? That's... Mouse, as humans, we have an obligation to survive. I have obligations in my real life. So does Tiger. Don't you? Even if I do, they don't justify murdering 6 for the sake of 3. That's a 2-to-1 loss of life. You're thinking about it too much in the abstract. Giving up now means you, specifically you, will die. Knives will enter your throat until you choke on your own blood and pass out. Once you fall asleep, you will never get to experience a single thing again, and your existence will permanently vanish from the world. Your mother will weep at your funeral. Are you prepared for that? I'd rather die as me than get out of here a murderer. Tiger, are you hearing this? Mouse, you're making a mistake. I totally get the urge to be a team player, but we're your team right now. Plus, those assholes totally stabbed me. I'm so angry right now. I'm not letting them get away with that, with no repercussions. I get that you guys might not agree with me, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. I'm going to go to Dragon and say that we surrender. Go to Dragon? She'll kill you. Then I'll die with my head held high. This isn't just about you, Mouse. We'll die too. I'm sorry. Nope, no. I'm not letting you leave here until you start thinking straight. Then you'll have to stop me. Okay then. Suddenly Ox shoved me to the floor. Ow! Tiger, help me put her to sleep. put me to sleep? Sorry about this, Mouse. We'll discuss more later. Before I knew what was happening, Tiger put me in a sleeper hold. Hey, let go! I could feel my consciousness leaving. How did Tiger know how to do something like this? That was my last time until I fell asleep. When I woke up, I felt myself tied up. I was tied to a chair. In the cafeteria? And that's not all. I was also wearing a mask. A mask? And what was I wearing? I looked down and I realized I was wearing Wooster's clothes. The hell? Why was I wearing Wooster's clothes? Oh wow, wir haben ein bisschen was geskippt anscheinend. Further down the hallway, I saw a body. Ox. Why was he lying down like that? Don't tell me. I tried to get out of my bindings. They were tied too tight. What the hell had happened when I was out? I tried to struggle for a few more minutes. Then, I felt a sting on my throat. No, it was more than a sting. It was a piercing feeling. Were these the knives? Oh, I was being executed. This is what I had wanted, right? As the knives began to enter my throat, I changed my mind. I didn't want this. No, stop this. Ow, 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 ow. It was so painful. When I finally felt my senses start to fade, it was a blessing. Thank God, I was finally dying. 6 of Diamonds! It is noble to put the group over the self. It's not a decision to take lightly. If Mouse wants to sacrifice herself, then she will die. But is that the best outcome? Nein, anscheinend nicht. So. Mir fehlt noch eins. Und das letzte Mal fehlt ist glaube ich, wahrscheinlich noch, ist doch das Feuer, nicht wahr? Ja. Tiger, there's an opening in the window. Try and grab one of them through it. That way we can fight back. On it. Without even hesitating, Tiger stuck her hand through the window and tried to grab at the others. She actually got a hold of Dragon. Through the window, I could see Dragon's panic. Yes. However, that sense of victory didn't last very long. Moments later, Tiger cried out in pain. What? What happened? I didn't see Dragon do anything. As Tiger recoiled away from the door, I saw Snake's head right under the window. Snake. He was in on this bullshit plan too? Of course he would be. That would be just like him. Tiger fell to the floor. Tiger! Ox and I went over to her. Ox looked at her arm. She's been injected with something. Like with a syringe? Yeah. Probably poison. Shit. Impulsively, I ran to the door. Maybe the unexpected force could be effective. The door didn't even budge. I just fell on the floor. Ugh. Looking over, the fire was spreading. Some of the smoke was going through the hole in the window, but not enough. Was this the end? Mouse, stay with me. I heard Ox's voice, but I heard an even louder ringing. This was it, wasn't it? Yeah, probably. Then I should just rest. In a thoroughly unpeaceful situation, I passed peacefully. A final victory. 6 of Clubs. The situation Mouse found herself in was certainly hectic. However, keeping a clear head at all times is vital for success. If Mouse doesn't analyze her surroundings quickly and clearly, things will take a turn for the worse. It's unlikely Mouse will trip at the stage though. Das sind alle Fehler, die ich machen kann hier. Yay! Okay. Wo muss ich zurück? Ich gehe zurück. Warte, ich kann das zurück. Warte kurz. Ich kann das zurück. Laut. Das ist das Feuer. Dann muss ich doch hier zurückgehen. Also hier ist die Sache mit der Whistle. So weit kann ich nicht zurück. Okay, dann müssen wir kurz hier gehen. Das ist die Sache mit der Waffe. Genau, hier ist die Befragungsrunde. Das ist die Trader-Runde, die Hunderunde. Ich fange mal hier nochmal an. So. Ich wollte mal mit dem schon rumgelaufen. Bin ich mit dem schon rumgelaufen? Ich glaube nicht. I decided I had already talked with Ox quite a bit when I woke up, and it would be best to branch out. Actually, I'll help Horse and Sheep with their search. I think checking out the training room seems like a good idea. It'd be great if you came with us, right, horse? Couldn't hurt. Doesn't sound like you still have to have me. Don't worry about him. I'm happy to have you. Well, then I'm glad to come along. Fine, Mouse, go with them. Now can we quit talking about searching and just start searching? Yeah, let's do that. The rest of us can just split up and look around. Oh, and everybody, remember to input your moves and reconvene here before the round ends. Got it. With that, we all spread out and began our search. The workout room Horse told us about wasn't far from the cafeteria, so it didn't take long to get to it. We just had to walk down a hallway, take a turn, and we were there. So this is where we're going to look first. Is it a dumb idea? If it was a dumb idea, I wouldn't have decided to help you guys look here. I think it makes a lot of sense. If you're going to hide rare items for your demented death game, you'd most likely hide them in memorable places, right? And this place looks pretty memorable. My thought exactly. But man, for a school workout room, this place looks pretty high-end. There's a bunch of weights, bikes, treadmills, and is that a rock wall over there? And this isn't even the gym. This is just a room to work out. Incredible. My school never had anything like this. I think most don't. It seems like the location where the Jade Emperor's race is pretty fancy. It's a good investment though. A good training environment is a big part of getting in shape. I wish I could work out at a place like this. I'd like to get stronger. You would? Who wouldn't? Fair point, I guess. So why don't you? Oh, well, I guess I'm just too busy. I feel like I'm always have something to do. I just can't set aside the time to regularly do something without much immediate benefit, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. A big part of why I'm in rubbish shape is simply because I've been too busy with life. But I guess I don't really have a strong desire to get to fit anyways. I don't see the need. What? How is there no need to be strong? I don't know. How often is there a situation where you have to be strong? What would you do if someone stuck a knife out at you and tried to mug you? I'd probably give them my money and hope I wasn't mugged again. See. Okay, but being mugged is a pretty unlikely thing to happen, happen. But there's a chance. There's always a chance. With that logic, there's an advantage to not being strong. When is it better to be weak than to be strong? Let's see. I bet since you're so strong, all your friends call you when they need help moving furniture and stuff. That's gotta be super inconvenient, right? What is the drawback of being able to help my friends when they need to be able to move things? Okay, maybe bad example. But the time you spent getting in shape could be spent on other good things. What if you researched the cure to cancer for all the time you spend working out? You could have found the cure to cancer. I could not find the cure to cancer. You never know until you try. I'm reasonably certain I could not find the cure to cancer. Not to interrupt, but I feel like we might have gotten off track. Sorry, you're right, Cheap. We need to start looking for minor trinkets. Yes. We began to look around the workout room for any sign of something being hidden. Sheep and Horse didn't make for the most talkative partners, but it was fine with me. The top priority was finding a trinket. We spent plenty of time inspecting every corner of the room. After some time, I noticed Sheep trying to climb up the rock wall. I didn't think much of it, but a few moments later, she called us over. Look what I found at the top of the rock wall! She pointed out the safe. Great work! Does it have anything to do with the race? I mean, probably? Why else would there be a cheap safe at the top of a rock wall? What does it say on the top of the safe? Work out? What do you think that could mean? It's just giving good advice. More importantly, we need to get the safe open. There's a four-digit lock combination to this. Horse picked up the safe and started examining it. This is pretty shoddily made. If I used one of the weights, I could pry it open after repeatedly striking it at the right angle. Whoa, hey, maybe you use that as a more of a last resort. It doesn't look like there's a limit to the numbers of guesses we can put in. There are 10,000 possible combinations to that safe. Assuming that each entry takes 5 seconds, how about we just look for the safe's code? Where? I bet the message on the safe is actually a hint how to open it. Maybe we can find numbers if we use the equipment in here.
It's worth a shot, I think. I was able to dissuade Sheep and Horse from more extreme plans. Instead, we started frankly using all the workout equipment. Sheep started turning the thread meals. One of them had the number 5 taped on the thread. Horse went around the weightlifting machines and set a stopper to various weight levels. At each level, he looked underneath the block he was lifting. Eventually, this method resulted in finding another number, 3. With some difficulty, I moved the manual weights from their resting places, and another one was number 5. Finally, stretching out one of the ropes turned the black smudge into number 5. There, that's gotta be all of them.
3 5s and a 3.
That's 4 digits. The only problem now is what order to put them in. Maybe there's something about an ascending level of difficulty. Or is there an order you should generally work out? Horse, do you? Beep, beep. I heard the sound of the safe opening. I thought with 2 numbers, it would be more reasonable to just try all the combinations.
Fair. Das ist übrigens... das war... Du hast einfach 553, 5553, nein. 5535, nein. 5355, nein. 3555. Das sind 4 Versuche.
It was 5535.
Oh, okay then. I guess that makes sense. I was a little annoyed we didn't solve the puzzle properly, but she was right to just brute force it.
We didn't need to play along with Brian's game. Well, let's see what's in this bad boy.
I reached my hand in and found a blank of white cloth.
Looking at it closer, there was a string of numbers on it. Wrapped in the cloth came an explanation of what this was. Sheep's clothing. Sheep major trinket. Ooh. Activate this item and become a copy of a separate contestant. This will replace your information with theirs. One-time use. So basically, whoever uses this can replace their ability with someone else's? Seems like that could be useful in the race.
But it's not a minor trinket.
No, it's not. Does it mean this was a failure of an exploration?
No, not at all. Major is of lesser as minor.
We still found an item and we crossed off a room to search. That in itself is a victory. We don't need to rush. Anyways, I don't think this item's going to have any application. Sheep, since it's your major trinket, I guess you can hold on to it. Okay. She nervously took a hold of it.
The mood in the room was a bit sour. After all that work, we found something that didn't actually seem to be that useful.
Still, we couldn't give up hope. So, what's next? Well, that actually took a lot of time we had this round. Maybe we should put our moves and meet back up in the cafeteria?
That's a good idea. Fine. Sheep and I will go to different rooms. You stay here and press the run button. We will meet you again in the cafeteria. Horse didn't suggest this so much as he ordered it. And so he just began walking out of the room. After a moment, Sheep began following him. Once they were gone, I pulled out my tablet and turned it on. There was no need to think much about my choice. I just pressed the run button. Afterwards, I returned to the cafeteria. Horse and Sheep arrived shortly after me. We were the first ones back. Horse took a seat by himself, at the side of the room. Sheep, on the other hand, approached me.
Mouse?
Yeah, Sheep?
We weren't able to find anything useful, weren't we?
Objectively speaking, I guess not.
If things keep going like that, people might get desperate.
Maybe.
So then, do you think we can trust everyone?
I mean, I want to, but... She raised a good point. How to approach other people? That is a good question.
It may look bleak, but if we can't trust each other, bad things will happen. If we can't give up, no matter what. Right, you're right. Thanks for the advice, Mouse.
Don't mention it. Right as I said that, the others began walking to the cafeteria. Many of them were in low spirits. I couldn't find anything.
Me neither. Are we doomed? Is this it?
I thought I'd at least be able to find one. Have no fear, citizens, for Team Rooster has secured a minor trinket.
Really?
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Huh. Looks like I wasn't the only one to find one of those things.
Doc, did you find a minor trinket too?
Yep, wasn't that hard. Just had to solve a simple problem.
Nice work, everyone. We're well on pace to getting out of here.
We found an item, but it wasn't a minor trinket. It is going to be pretty useless to us getting out.
Do not be discouraged. You found something that Brian hid. It's progress, direct or not. Ox cleared his throat. Yes, we are certainly performing adequately. However, we can talk more about that after the results. Not that I have reasons to doubt you all, but I would just feel safer seeing everyone has stuck to the plan. Of course, everyone just ran. Right?
Round 2 has ended. Now let us see how the race has progressed.
Yeah.
The rat has won 1 space. The ox has won 1 space. The tiger has won 1 space. The bunny has won 1 space. The dragon has won 1 space. The snake has won 1 space. The horse has won 1 space. The sheep has won 1 space. The monkey has won 1 space. The rooster has won 1 space. The dog has won 1 space. And the pig has won 1 space.
Again, I breathed a sigh of relief. Everything was going fine. Things would be fine. We all play nice, stick to the script, and get out alive together. I'm just going to start talking now before we get swept up into casual conversation. Yes, things are good now, but that's all the more reason we should immediately continue our search. As we've recently learned, Brian isn't interested in us playing hide and seek, as much as he's having us play his little games. Keep that in mind as you search. Obviously try to be thorough, but keep in mind that if a room doesn't show any signs that there's something there, there probably isn't anything there. Now, how are we splitting up? The group started chatting and split up amongst themselves. I still wasn't feeling totally safe in school, so I didn't want to be alone. I decided to join one of the pairs would be the best choice. Ich glaube, ich bin jedem von denen schon gejoint, außer den beiden. Deswegen, ich werde jetzt mal kurz speichern hier. Im nächsten Part machen wir weiter mit der nächsten Spur. Warte, kann ich hier hingehen? Ja, ich speichere nochmal kurz. Ich glaube, ich bin bisher noch nicht mit dem mitgelaufen. Tiger und Dragon, soweit ich weiß. Bunny und Dog weit, da war ich schon. Das war eigentlich das Auditorium. Pig und Monkey. War dieses komische Rätsel mit den Wörtern, was ich nicht verstanden habe. Das war schwer mit den Känguru-Wörtern. Tiger und Dragon, das ist, glaube ich, neu. Okay. Und dann machen wir hier weiter. Ich bedanke mich erstmal fürs Zugucken und beim nächsten Mal folgen wir der nächsten Spur, denn wir haben noch eine Menge zu tun, glaube ich. Warte. Wir haben noch einige Karten vor uns. Ja, wir haben erst 5, 8, 12, 16 von 4, 12, 24, 36, 40. 44 anscheinend. Warte. 5, 9, 13 mal, warte. 5, 9, 13 mal 4. 52? 4, 8, 12, 20, 36, 52 schon, 52. Und wir haben ja 16 davon. Das heißt, ein Drittel, nicht mal. Wir brauchen noch ein bisschen, auf jeden Fall. Aber wir kriegen das hin. Dann bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.